What's up, YouTube? My name's That Professor Guy, and today we're going to talk about a question that I get all the time from many of my students and a lot of my friends here in South Korea, and it is, how can I improve my English? Today I'm going to be sharing with you 3 things to keep in mind that can actually help you on that journey. Here's a brief outline of what we're going to talk about today. Number 1, why do you want to learn English? Number 2, combining the systematic approach with the organic approach. And number 3, use it or lose it. Let's start with the first one. Why do you want to learn English? It's kind of hard to start something new or get better at something if you're kind of aimless and you don't really know why you're doing what you're doing. So this is where you ask yourself, why am I learning English? Is it because I want to befriend people who speak English? Or is it because I already have friends who speak a lot of English and I just want to communicate with them better? Or maybe I'm planning on traveling a lot in the future and English is arguably the most frequently used language for people wandering around the world. A final example might be business. You might need to expand your business English skills so that you can scale your business overseas. Whatever the reason might be, knowing the why will help you focus your attention on the parts of English that are practical and helpful for your specific purpose. Set some goals for yourself. I try to set both short-term and long-term goals. A short-term goal might be learning 30 new business vocabulary words this month. A long-term goal might be building rapport with a potential client in New York using some of the words and sentence patterns that you learned this particular month or this year. By knowing my purpose and setting goals, I can track my progress and stay motivated. Trying to learn a language without really knowing why is like trying to run a marathon for no apparent reason at all. The second major thing to keep in mind when trying to improve your English is to combine systematic and organic approaches. By systematic, I mean go to the library or a bookstore and find a good workbook, read it, go through the activities, do everything it asks you to do, and learn in a structured and systematic way. Or if you're like me and you don't really like workbooks, then you can make vocabulary flashcards. If you watch a TV show in English and there's a word you don't recognize, you can write that word down on one side of a flashcard, and then on the other side, you can write the translation of that word or the definition of that word in your native language. And vocabulary cards are great because you can go over them whenever you want, wherever. You can study them on your way to work, you can look over them while you're on the john, or you can just flip through them before you head to bed. And another maybe obvious systematic approach would be to pay and join an actual language class. They can be really helpful. Now, I wouldn't stop there. I would combine the systematic approach, the things I just described, with what I call the organic approach. And by this, I mean getting out there, getting into the culture, getting yourself in the water, and noticing the language being used around you. For example, if you're at a party, just start talking with people. And it's really unlikely that they'll be judging you because you're still learning English, unless you say some really awful things. Or if you don't really want to talk with people or engage with people, you can just listen. You can listen and see if you can pick out words that you've never heard before. Write that stuff down. Pull out your vocabulary flashcards in the middle of a party and write down these new words. Go home later, translate that stuff, put the definition on the back, and flip through that at your own convenience. The essence of the organic approach is to imbibe the culture, imbibe the language, drink it, get into it, jump into the water, and start noticing. By combining the systematic approach with the organic approach, you're engaging in both passive and active learning, thereby improving your English. I really believe that language is a perishable skill. For example, when I was a kid, I used to speak Bisaya. It's a dialect in the Philippines. And, well, I can't speak it now because when we came back to the States, I stopped using it, so I forgot everything. Another way to look at your language skills is to compare it to working out. Let's say you hit the gym for a long time, made some gains, got pretty big, got pretty buff. What happens when you stop working out for a couple months? Do those muscles magically stay on your body? Do they get bigger by themselves? Hell nah. When you stop working out, you start to lose that muscle mass. And language is really similar. So use it or lose it. Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. I hope you found it helpful and interesting. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them in the comment section below. Click like, click subscribe.